electrical fire blew off manhole covers and forced crews to evacuate a restaurant. This happened about 8 o'clock tonight. The fire blew off 3 manhole covers, each weighing about 350 pounds. Nobody was hurt. But smoke from the underground fire was spotted in nearby buildings and forced crews to evacuate the Frickers for a short time, according to the fire department. Now, before they gave the all clear. The streets that are closed are toward the riverside of Fifth Third Field, Washington, North St. Clair, and Summit and Monroe. This fire started in underground power lines. Toledo Edison says it has crews on the scene right now trying to isolate the fire, which is still smoldering, but nobody lost power because of the blaze. Welcome to 13 Minutes of Nonstop News. I'm Diane Larson. Lee Conklin has the night off. Also making news right now, heavy rain caused flooding on local roads tonight. And that's as we kick off 13 minutes of nonstop news. We want to get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbeck. Jay, how long will the rain that caused this kind of problem stick around?
Well, much of the night. After a break this evening from the rain, there is more rain approaching right now. But a quick look back at estimates for the past 24 hours when it comes to rainfall. Anything on Viper HD you see in green is over an inch. Down near Lima, 2 to 3 inches of rain already. Van Wert, Paulding, Defiance area, Wauseon through the metro area, and areas just north of Findlay. In those spots, 1 to 2 inches estimated rainfall. And over on Live Doppler 13,000 HD, this is the secondary batch just moving in now. There is some lightning, there is some thunder, but severe weather not expected. Flooding, though, that is possible really through tomorrow morning. Our weather in motion now. Bigger picture shows how far back the rain goes. Goes back to Chicago, even near St. Louis. So this has to go through tonight, actually building in the next couple of hours. And because of that, a flash flood watch continues through late tonight. Even now, a flood warning. That's through 9:45 for the areas in green. The rain will eventually end tomorrow. We'll let you know when and talk about what's next in the 7-day forecast. Stay tuned.
And the heavy rain brought deep and in some cases dangerous water to city streets. 13 ABC's Christine Long live now with a look at the flooding. Christine.
And major problems for drivers who were jolted by hidden hazards under the water. Plus, farmers are worried this constant soaking may kill a lot of the season's crop. Once again, windshield wipers battle torrential downpours. And drivers struggle through flooded streets. This is in Toledo on Bancroft in the Old West End, where road construction has been underway. You can see vehicles bottom out when they hit a hole hidden underneath the water. Near Swanton, some Spencer Township homeowners can't even use their toilets.
Because we all have leach beds and holding tanks out here, and it floods them.
Take a look at these yards around Angola and Lathrop. Neighbors are worried about more rain next reaching their basements.
We're tired of it. We're sick and tired of it. The county, you know, we pay good money in taxes. They need to get out here and get this fixed.
In Port Clinton, water swirling around the sewers. City workers sit out high water signs on Lay Drive off of West 6th Street. It all keeps the customers away at Rick's Carryout and Drive-Thru.
Mayflies just started, so it seems like once the mayflies are kind of in the mix, the drain fills up a little bit faster.
In rural Ottawa County, the unrelenting rain this spring flooding fields, posing a problem for farmers like Matt Bloomer.
Definitely be hurting the crop from here on out.
Bloomer spent Monday night checking 22 pumps on 2,100 acres, pumps which drain water to the Little Portage River.
A lot of, things dying off when it gets this wet. Corn right now is just about to its max of what it can hold.
Bloomer calls this year a reality check.
Root rot, just the plant alone dying from too much rain. I mean, the only thing you're going to grow around here now is rice.
In Ottawa County, Christine Long, 13 ABC, Action News.
And the heavy rain is forcing ODOT to push back ramp closings along I-75. Several ramps near downtown Toledo were set to close tonight, but crews are delaying those projects until tomorrow night. This work will close the ramp from northbound 75 to westbound 475 Tuesday night. ODOT will also shut down ramps from northbound 75 to both Bancroft and Detroit. The Collingwood on-ramp will also be closed tomorrow night. Parts of eastern Ohio are drying out right now after heavy rains this weekend. The high water making some yards look more like swimming pools about 60 miles east of Cleveland. Heavy rains, pelted windshields left many homeowners underwater. The scene much the same across other eastern eastern areas of the state. Rescue crews pulled several stranded drivers from water early this morning. One woman called 911 around 8 a.m. Authorities pulled her to safety hours later. Witnesses reported many other vehicles floating in the water. And new at 11, a Houston Community Center will serve as a disaster recovery headquarters. That as concern grows about another round of flooding in Texas. Tropical Storm Bill is moving toward the Texas coast. Some of that tropical moisture will, as Jay told us and will tell us more, move into our area. New tonight, 13 ABC meteorologist Ross Ellett shows us how this tropical weather will impact us here at home.
You can already see a lot of that tropical moisture heading towards the Texas coast. And while they're keeping a close eye on that storm system for flooding concerns, we're also watching the system carefully as well. Take a look at the overall flow. All that moisture that we've been seeing recently with all of our heavy rain has been coming from the Gulf of Mexico. It's been coming right down towards the Gulf, spinning around, getting caught up with storm systems and coming right into our area. And the overall flow this week continues to be the same. So any of that tropical moisture that gets brought up as a result from the storm could head our direction as early as starting here towards the middle of this coming week. Predictor here by the hour showing the storm as it comes in towards the Texas coast over the next 24 to 48 hours. Again, it isn't the wind, it isn't the storm surge that they're concerned about. It's the very heavy rain as this system is slow moving and will finally take off towards the northeast. And while it does, or when it does here, it's going to continue to produce some heavy rain. Take a look at predictor by the hour. And this is simulating how much rain is going to fall from this. When you start to getting those bright colors here, those yellows, reds, even those burgundies showing up, that's when you're talking about several inches of rain. In some cases, over 6 inches of rain. That moves into parts of Texas, but continues through parts of Oklahoma and Missouri, and it will begin to fade out a little bit more as it heads towards our direction here, but still the potential is there for some heavy tropical downpours. Jay's going to have the very latest with Predictor by the Hour coming up.
Be up to the minute. The Minute You're Up beginning at 4:30 tomorrow morning. We are tracking all the overnight developments. Join Jeff, Sasha, Bill, and Nicole only on 13 ABC Action News. Good morning. More breaking news right now. 18 people are recovering at Heritage Corner Health Campus in Bowling Green. That's after a salmonella outbreak. We're following this story with our media partner, The Blade. The Blade reports the Wood County Health District and other state agencies have been looking into the outbreak since June 9th. We'll bring you any new details, that is, when we get them. City of Toledo working to get in front of the algal bloom season. The city's website will have a dashboard where every day you can find out whether the water is safe. If levels of microcystin get too high, a drinking ban will be issued.
When people say they see a 0.3 on our website, we need to educate everyone that that's not an emergency or crisis situation. According to the U.S. EPA, that's a 10-day standard. But we need to educate everyone to that so there's not a panic that ensues when people see certain numbers.
City officials are quick to point out water treatment at both the intake facility and the water plant is much better and could clean out the toxins before any advisory has to be issued. In our crime and safety alert tonight, the mayor of Port Clinton is facing allegations of sexual harassment. Court documents show a former employee has sued Vince Leone. 13 ABC spoke to him on the phone. He says he denies all of these accusations. We're told the case is now in the hands of the city law department. The Lucas County coroner has ruled the death of a man who died in police custody was accidental. Police arrested Aaron Pope in March. Officers loaded him in the police van, then rushed him to the hospital where he later died. The coroner says Pope had cocaine and alcohol in his system. An Ohio teacher is accused of recording kindergarten students using the bathroom. This incident allegedly happened in Ashland. A grand jury indicted the man on nearly 150 additional charges. District leaders in Rossford detailed plans tonight for the high school. Last night, 13 ABC first told you that the district would not be moving students to Owens Community College next year. The district considered the move because of aging facilities. A public meeting against the plan is scheduled for 7 o'clock tomorrow night. It's at the Eagles Club, that is, on Lime City Road. New tonight, one man is in critical condition after authorities say he crashed through an Air Force Base gate and pulled out a gun. Guards at Little Rock Air Force Base shot the man earlier today. Now, authorities haven't said why the man tried to get inside. The base issued a statement today saying a bystander was treated for an unrelated medical issue.
The care and well-being of the airmen and their families in this local community is the first thing that goes through my mind when you hear something like this.
Police say the suspect acted alone and there is no threat to anyone at this time. New details in the search for 2 escaped prison inmates from New York. State police now say more than 800 officers are hunting for a pair of convicted killers. David Sweat and Richard Matt broke out of prison 10 days ago. The woman accused of helping the pair faced a judge today.
She has told us that she's provided hacksaw blades, provided other contraband to both Matt and Sweat, and she was aware of the time frame of the escape.
Local schools were open today, but with officers on hand. New in our consumer alert tonight, the National Highway Safety Administration is looking into a potential safety problem with Mazda CX-9 SUVs. The investigation involves 207 and 208 models. Investigators say they've received 6 complaints, but there have not been any accidents because of the issue. New tonight, Honda says that it will stop selling its hybrid Civic. The company cites lower gas prices and slow sales behind the move. Honda says it will also stop making its rechargeable Accord, but it does plan to roll out a new Accord hybrid early next year. Gap is closing 175 of its stores in the coming fiscal year. The company says it's also cutting 250 corporate jobs. Gap owns Old Navy and Banana Republic as well. The company's not released a list of which stores will close. New video into our newsroom tonight shows a daring rescue caught on camera. Watch this. An SUV burst into flames on an Indiana highway. Luckily, 2 Good Samaritans stopped, rushed to pull the driver to safety. Amazingly, nobody was hurt. New video into the newsroom tonight shows a sheriff's deputy using a taser on a 13-year-old boy.
Look, he keeps tasing him. Call the police.
The California deputy ordered the teen to put his hands behind his back. Moments later, he reaches for his taser. Authorities then put the suspect into a squad car. The incident started when the boy's mother called police and said her son had run away. The teen refused to let the deputy take him home. New details in your vote on a potential presidential candidate. Ohio Governor John Kasich spoke in South Carolina today. Listen to what he said about his potential run for the White House.
People want to know, are you going to run? And we have a process. Got to figure out, can I win? I'm not interested in running if I can't win.
No word on when Kasich will announce whether he's officially running. New at 11, here's a look ahead at what's in tomorrow's editions of The Blade. The next University of Toledo president will make $450,000 a year. Trustee members approved the contract today for Sharon Gaber. Plus, a Perrysburg man is offering a reward after someone stole an autographed picture of the Beatles. The 1963 photo was stolen last month while the victim was out of town. You can read more about these and other stories in tomorrow's edition of The Blade and at ToledoBlade.com. 13 minutes after 11, still much more ahead. They say they're lucky to be alive. The flight instructor and his family crashed, and the hurricane has saved them both. A newborn never found a mother how one Disney is stepping up to save a life. Plus, they say lightning doesn't strike in the same place twice.
It's burning from the inside, coming out.
So that Pennsylvania nonsense, well, it's living proof it's not true. No stories. Quick Ray says rain is the story this week. We're back in just 35 seconds.
This is 1380C Action News with Diane Larson. Now, 1380C First Warning Weather with Chief Meteorologist Jay Berschbach.
And welcome back. Many areas, a few hours of dry weather this evening, but that's now replaced by some more heavy rain. Here's live Doppler 13,000 HD showing dark oranges, more yellows moving in. It's all moving to the east. So in the metro area, not much in the way of heavy rain yet, but what you see to our west is moving in our direction. Let's go over to Viper HD. Gives you a better picture of what's on the horizon. And right now, it appears some of the heaviest weather will stay just south of Highway 6 tonight. So areas like Findlay, Lima, Defiance, Paulding, and then off to the east here, Tiffin, Fremont southward, you have the best chance to see 1 or 2 inches of rain tonight with our back edge of rain clearing Chicago. That should clear us sometime during the mid-morning tomorrow. Let me zoom out. We talked about this earlier. Ross talked about this, but Tropical Storm Bill, gotta love that name, right? This is the expected path. These are the different computer models, and most of them now take it through the Ohio Valley, which gives us yet more rain late Wednesday and perhaps Thursday into Friday. The timing different on each of these, so stay tuned, but definitely an impact with rain thanks to the Tropical Storm Bill. He's still offshore, by the way. down there at the bottom of your screen. Now for us, headlines here, we're talking about some very heavy rain continuing. Another inch to 2 inches possible, so for many spots, 2 to 3 inches total. More rainfall in the forecast as mentioned. Today's high 87, and so far under 1 inch of rain at the airport, but here at the station, closer to 1.5 inches. Temperature is 72, dew point 71, tropical muggy weather for tonight. Other temperatures here, all of us on the July-August scale here. Very warm, very stagnant air right now with our temps in the lower to mid 70s. Let's forecast it for you. Here comes the second batch of rain. This one again, not severe, but definitely some heavy rain, some lightning, some thunder. This continues through about 5 in the morning and then at 7 improving. Few sprinkles mid-morning before some sunshine tries to make an appearance. Not as humid tomorrow. The morning will be humid, but not like the afternoon with highs in the 80s. Tomorrow, highs will be in the lower 80s, but dew points, they'll drop off into the 60s. Now for tomorrow night, looking okay here. How about that? Maybe 24 hours of dry weather before more rain works in. This is Wednesday afternoon, and some of this again could be moderate to heavy with another inch or 2 Wednesday and Thursday. Inches of rain. For tonight, your low 70. Heavy showers and thunderstorms while you try to sleep tonight. Tomorrow, lower 70s early, lower 80s late, and here comes a little sun, some drying wind as well from the northwest at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Now your 7-day. A little cooler Wednesday. That's before the rain works in. Chance of showers and storms later in the day. Thursday, more soggy weather, warmer, more humid, 82. Take a step back again for Friday in the mid-70s. That chance of rain only 30%. Might be good for some local festivals and events, but then for the weekend, we're back on the muggy side of the system. 84 Saturday, 88 degrees Sunday, and you can see those lows back up near 70 for the middle of the weekend. So not comfortable for sleeping without air conditioning or a fan or something to keep you cool. But Monday looks good, dry. It's the combination. We have all the things going for us just to produce these rounds of rain over and over and over.
And you're watching them over and over and over again.
And Bill, Blizzard Bill, will be here in the morning. Yep.
Tracking Tropical Storm Bill.
Exactly.
All right. Thanks. That's what we call him in the summer.
I saw what was left of what is it? Now this story coming up. Four frog attacks. Less than 2 hours of flight to find a cause for rain. Shooting at the ice cream truck. A witness that came up in moments before the deadly attack. First, now tonight's winning lottery number 7 on official lottery center for KBC.
Say there was no argument before a deadly shooting in Maryland. According to court documents, the victim was selling ice cream on Sunday. A man then walked up to him and asked what kind of ice cream the victim was selling. He then allegedly pulled out a revolver and started shooting. The suspect charged with first-degree murder and could face additional charges. New tonight, a man says he's lucky to be alive after his plane crashed in a river in Canada.
I could see the water coming up towards us, and I knew we were going to hit.
The 71-year-old was teaching a young pilot to fly. That man lost control during takeoff and went down in the Ottawa River. A nearby boater saw the crash and dove in. All 3 men are okay. A Pennsylvania man defied the odds by getting struck by lightning twice. Lightning hit Jim Laney on Friday. He was also hit 6 years ago. The 58-year-old said he was doing dishes inside when the lightning hit him. He says the first time it happened, he was taking a shower. 2 kids are recovering after sharks bit them in 2 separate attacks.
We're on Oak Island. There's a girl whose hands been bitten off by a shark. We need an ambulance right away.
Both happened in North Carolina. Police say the shark bit a 13-year-old girl, then a 16-year-old boy. The girl lost part of her left arm about an hour later. Hour and a half later, that is. The boy also lost an arm. Both are recovering tonight.
Coming up in sports, the Chicago Blackhawks try to lock up the Stanley Cup. Plus, the defending champion of Halifax Racing back in town. Stay right there.
13 ABC Action Sports teaming up with BCSN. Now, here's Dave Holmes.
Chicago Blackhawks trying to wrap up the Stanley Cup on their home ice. Game 6, and you know they don't want to go back to Tampa Bay for Game 7. We are scoreless after 1 period. Go to the second. On the attack, Duncan Keith follows his own shot, puts home the rebound. Blackhawks lead 1-0. Now remember, every single game in this series decided by a single goal. Until tonight, third period, Brandon Saad drops it off to Brad Richards. To Patrick Kane, one-timer. Blackhawks win 2-0. That's 3 Stanley Cups in the last 6 years. Lydia Ko back in town today, the defending champion of the Marathon Classic. Lydia hosted a kids clinic at Highland Meadows. But that's not the only news. The Marathon Classic announces a new 3-year deal with its title sponsors, Marathon, Owens Corning, and OI.
Can't say enough about the partnership that we have with those companies, the leadership, the financial commitment they're making, so that we can continue putting on a great sporting event for the community and raising money for children's charities. And they are great partners. They set the stage for us. We couldn't do it without them.
Yeah, it's always good to be back at a place where you played well before. But yeah, one of the big things I remember is being that the crowds were fantastic. They were cheering us on, and everybody on the grandstand on 18 was pretty awesome. So I'm excited to hopefully play well in a couple weeks.
Tigers hosting the Reds. Let's jump to the 6th inning. Man on for JD Martinez. He has bad intentions for that baseball. 13th home run of the season. It's a 2-run job. Detroit leads 5-0, and they finally figured out how to fix the bullpen. Just don't use the bullpen. Anibal Sanchez, a complete game shutout. 3rd shutout in the Tigers' last 6 games. They win 6-0. Mudhens lose on the road. Indians got rained out in Chicago. NBA Finals continue tomorrow night on 13 ABC. Cavaliers had a chance to win it in the 4th quarter of Game 5, but struggled down the stretch. So Cleveland trails 3-2. Back to Quicken Loans Arena. Pretty simple. You win and force Game 7, or you lose and the season's over.
I feel confident because I'm the best player in the world. That's simple. And looking at the opportunity we have on Tuesday to force a Game 7. Obviously, for myself, I want to do whatever it takes to help our team win, and I haven't been able to do that the last 2. So hopefully I could do a better job coming in on Tuesday. We all as a unit can do a better job, and we'll be fine.
Do or die for the Cavaliers. Must win Game 6 tomorrow right here on 13 ABC. Tip-off shortly after 9. If Cleveland wins, Game 7 will be Friday night in Oakland. We'll be right back after this.
Well, the showers have returned. Heaviest right now, Bryan, Defiance into Ottawa, approaching Finlay. So be aware of another inch and a half of rain tonight. With it, some lightning, some thunder. No severe storms, but flooding does continue in parts of the area. Big picture shows the rainfall extending back to our west. A lot to get through here for the overnight. And there's the flood watch. This goes through late tonight. Everybody at Lenawee and Monroe, and flood warnings in effect here through 9:45 tomorrow. Basically areas down near Putnam, Hancock, and Seneca County southward. So please be careful. Here's the forecast as we go through time with Predictor by the Hour. Rainfall there through 1. Rainfall lets up. Good news. Does the lawn need cutting? Does the property need drying out? Tomorrow afternoon, early Wednesdays are chance. Even some sunshine with highs tomorrow in the lower 80s.
Well, finally tonight, a story of giving. A Wyoming that is business is working to help a sick alpaca. Baby Kathy's mother died giving birth. Employees at Great Clips heard the story and stepped in to help. They launched a random act of kindness campaign and raised more than $500 to help the newborn.